Good morning, everybody. This is K. Balakrishna. Welcome back to the session. We are dealing with the subject called as strategic management. In the strategic management, we are dealing with the topic called as internal analysis. What do you mean by internal environmental analysis? Internal analysis includes study of what is present within the business firm. It includes a study of the vision statement, study of the mission statement, study of the objectives, study of the goals to be assigned, study of the competitive capabilities of the firm like marketing capabilities, HR capabilities, financial capabilities, research and development capabilities, technological capabilities, environmental capabilities, and many other aspects. The internal environment can be called as a most controllable environment, we can say, and this internal environment can be progressed in many ways. Internal environment is the most environment which need to be studied because they can make the business firm can make changes in the internal environment when compared to the changes in external environment. Since it's the only controllable environment, better that changes are made before the product is released into the market. Various strategies need to be analyzed before they are released. They conduct an internal environmental study. Internal environmental study includes the strategies which are formulated within the sphere of that company or a business firm. Here, various strategies need to see the resources, capabilities of the firm before they are released. For example, if the company is in losses, they cannot go for an expansion in all cases. In some cases, they can go for takeovers and merger, but this takeover or merger is taken only after careful examining the internal potentialities of the business firm. Now I'll be sharing you screen regarding various internal environmental techniques which are followed and what is the meaning of internal environmental analysis and many other aspects. Internal environmental analysis is an analysis regarding both the things, that is tangibles as well as intangibles also. Tangibles in the sense the products, the goods and equipment, the technology used, the resources that they have, etc. and etc. Whereas intangibles includes the services that and maintenance, etc. used by the company, the visionary statements, the goals of the organization, the strategies of the organization, and many other details from day-to-day life. Next, internal environment helps the companies to take decisions very accurately because careful examination of conditions can be done through an unbiased and favorable means so that favoritism is reduced, and this will help to create an atmosphere for the formulation of various business strategies present. So for formulating any strategy, they require first on the beginning is the internal environment, which includes not only the resources availability, but the potential people availability, but the machinery availability, technological advancements that the company has, and many others also. Here we have large number of analysis regarding internal environment. First is called as gap analysis. Before release of a strategy, we use the word gap analysis. Gap means the deviation between what the present situation is and what is the standard. First, they set the standard and they compare the actual performance of a strategy. If there is a deviation between what the standard as well as the actual performance of a strategy, then we can say that there is a gap in the performance. And this gap needs to be rectified very soon, otherwise the company will be in losses in no time. Next is strategic evaluation. Strategic evaluation is a process of checking whether the existing strategy is working or not. For example, the company is in losses. Now, the company went the company want to go for a takeover. That is, the company want to merge with the other company, or takeover, that is, they wanted to go for a selling of the unit. So here a strategic evaluation must be done. Here it wanted to go for a takeover. So takeover is nothing but it wanted to sell itself to the others. Is that a right decision? Similarly, a company is in profits. Do the company want to go for expansion, or do the company has to sustain its profitability? These two decisions may depends upon the strategy. If the strategy is successful, then there will be two options for the company. One, to go for example, take the case of expansion strategy. The expansion strategy is successful, there will be two alternatives. One, to go for sustaining of the same strategy. Second one is whether to go for formulating other types of strategies. Next one is a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis includes strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. In the SWOT analysis is not entirely an internal study, but the strengths and weaknesses of the company togetherly comprise of an internal study. Weaknesses and opportunities and threats together comprises of external environmental analysis. Next, VRIO analysis. VRIO analysis is a resource analysis. It says what resources are valuable, what resources are not available frequently, that is rare, and what resources are inimitable, means they are liked by the organization, and what resources need to be organized because of low level inventory present in the organization. Next, they also have to go for OCAT analysis. OCAT analysis is organization capacity assessment tool. For example, a company has got 1 lakh orders per day to be delivered. Will it accept it or will it reject it? On what basis can the manager take a decision? First, he will make an inquiry to the production manager. The production manager clearly says that the capacity is inbuilt and they can produce all the products within a day. Then the marketing manager accepts that. Here, the external environmental aspects are totally linked with the internal strategies, that is production strategy. The production strategy, one of the production strategy is capacity utilization. The capacity need to be utilized completely, otherwise the company may not sustain in a long run. It's McKinsey's 7S framework. McKinsey has formulated a system called as 7S. What strategy should be adopted? Corporate, what corporate level, what business level, what functional level strategies should be adopted? What must be the organization structure? Should it be simple? Should it be complex? Should it be flat? Should it be matrix? Should it be hourglass? And many other things. What systems should be inbuilt? In the sense, what is the procedures that they have to do for tooling? Next, what value system they have to do? Next, what skills? Whether the skills are required to be, whether training must be provided, the very HR strategies. Training must be provided, or performance appraisal need to be improved or unbiased in this way. It's a style. What sort of leadership style to be adopted? What sort of a managerial style to be adopted? It's a staff. Staff in the sense, what sort of, how many employees should be required, whether technology reduces the employee utilization or not, whether the expenses of from the HR is manageable or not is being seen. Here, McKinsey 7S framework is an internal analysis in the beginning. Here, McKinsey uses complete components within the business so that they can prepare a strategy that can be executed in the external sphere also. Next one is core competency analysis. What do you mean by core competency? Core competency is a unique, unimitatable strength of the company. The difference between core competency and competitive advantage is core competencies cannot be imitated, whereas competitive advantage can be imitated by the competitors. For example, preparing a low-cost car is by a Tata's is one of the core competencies that it possesses. Preparing a high-quality pictured technological gadgets is a core competency of Sony. How is the internal analysis important? Internal analysis is important because all the strengths of the company can be easily managed. That is, all the strength of the company can be easily managed. For example, take the Coca-Cola. It has used a wonderful strategy called as the concentric diversification strategy. In this strategy, what it has done is it has started preparing kindling. It has a strength, that is marketability. Any product which is released under the name of Coca-Cola can be easily marketed. So what it has done with the resources it has started a Kindle plant. It's a structural weaknesses. Structural weaknesses in the sense, for example, if the technology is outdated, then this technology has to be redumped, because if this will increase the expenses of the company, and if the technology outdated is to be replaced, then effective training must be imparted to the employees as well. It is the HR strategy. It's business opportunities. Business opportunities in the sense, it is the task of internal managers to identify the opportunities. Though opportunities come in the external being, but it is the task to identify these opportunities by the companies and try to encash them. Possible threats. If threats are analyzed properly through an internal sphere, what happens is this helps the company to grow and marvel in the future. Its viability in the marketplace means it has to prepare its special niche in the market. For example, Domino has a special niche that it can be delivered hot. Zomato has a special niche. It can be delivered in time. The scheduled time is given, will be given, and order timing will be easy to be tracked on a simple smartphone. Conduct an internal analysis. How do a business manager conduct an internal analysis? First and the foremost step they have to do is they have to set the objectives. What sort of objectives they will be setting in? It depends upon the analysis of internal environment. It's choosing a framework based upon the objectives set. What do? They select the framework that they want. That is, internal defects are identified, and these internal defects are the main cause for major cause for the failure of the company. So these internal defects need to be handled with a heavy hand. Thus deviations are removed, and the complete strategy will work out. Conduct research. What do you mean by research? It's a small analysis. What sort of analysis is done in the internal analysis? Internal sources are identified. Internal resources are identified. Internal competencies and skills are identified. And basing upon the sources, skills, competencies, abilities, what do? The employee interviews are conducted, a review of the company is conducted, and financial assessment is also being done. Next, after conducting a research, follow the plan. Here, after first objectives are set, a plan is designed. Later, the research and first and the foremost step is objectives are set. A planned framework is designed. Next, analysis of the framework or plan is done. If the research yields a positive results, then the plan of action will be implemented. That is, the strategic plan will be implemented. After, in the process of implementation, what do? Is they set the priorities. Here, priorities are usually set when the resources are scarce, when the resources available are less than required. So only those aspects of a strategy will be allocated complete resources when which are most important and which are completely necessary. Next, apply findings. And finally, after implementation of a internal plan, it is final draftings are find out whether the internal plan will work out or not. This is the complete framework regarding what do you mean by internal analysis, what's the process of performing an internal analysis, and what is the importance of internal analysis together. Thank you.